The Earth was not as what we see today. It has undergone a lot of changes throughout its noble history. The atmosphere and the climate have gone millions of changes. The Earth's topography and landscapes and even its continental features have shifted. Even the life that walked and lived on its surface has evolved. At our present time, gradual changes are still observed and recorded.
A pleasant day, grade 9 learners! Once again, we are going to explore the world of science by engaging ourselves to the different life experiences we encountered every day. This is your teacher Noemi, who will be joining you in exploring the evolution of our planet as well as how it was changed through extinction. There are some species of microorganisms, plants, and animals that once walked on our planet. For example, the gigantic dinosaurs that have been introduced in most films and books had graced the surface of the Earth and once became the kings of the planet. What really happened to them? Why did these dominant creatures leave us no trace of life, but bones as indications of their existence? Welcome, grade 9 dream learners! At the end of the lesson, we will be able to identify the 5 major mass extinctions occurred in biological history, enumerate the natural and anthropological factors that threaten an endangered species which may lead to extinction, differentiate endangered, threatened, vulnerable, and critically endangered species. Now, hold on to your seats and get ready to learn and have self-assess on your prior knowledge about evolution and extinction. Directions. Listen to the questions carefully. Choose the correct answer and write it on your paper. Question 1. What do you call the state when the entire population of a species no longer exists in any biological community? A. Background extinction. B. Extinction. C. Local extinction. D. Mass extinction. Question 2. What do you call the species that is extinct only in a particular biological community, but may be still existing in other habitats? A. Background extinction. B. Extinction. C. Local extinction. D. Mass extinction. Question 3. What kind of extinction is referred to the normal rate as part of natural evolution? A. Background extinction. B. Extinction. C. Local extinction. D. Mass extinction. Question 4. What term is used when an extensive percentage of the planet's diversity completely disappeared and extinct geologically in a very brief time interval? A. Background extinction. B. Extinction. C. Local extinction. D. Mass extinction. Question 5. Which mass extinction has wiped out 96% of the living species and suggested to be the deadliest mass extinction? A. Cretaceous Tertiary Period mass extinction. B. Devonian Period mass extinction. C. Ordovician-Silurian mass extinction. D. Permian-Triassic period mass extinction. Check your answers on the screen. These are the answers. 1. B, 2. C, 3. A, 4. D, 5. D. You have just tested your prior knowledge on our today's topic. Did you get the perfect score? If yes, well done! However, if you don't, it's time for you to join me to explore the science of extinction. Come on and make yourself ready in today's lesson. What is extinction? There are countless of organisms that once inhabited the earth. When the environment undergoes changes, the population of organisms respond in 3 different ways. 1. Some adapt to changes and adjust to the new ecological conditions. 2. Others migrate to a new environment with favorable conditions to support reproduction and basic needs like food and habitat. 3. Lastly, the dramatic decline of their population could lead to the extinction of the entire species. Extinction is a state when the entire population of certain species no longer exists in any biological community. It is referred to when a species of animals or plant extinct if the last of its kind has already died and the total disappearance of all members of a certain species is verified. Extinction is described into 2 categories based on time of occurrence and the effect on the population of organisms in a given community. Extinction could be classified as background extinction and mass extinction. Background extinction is the normal extinction rate. It is a natural occurring part of evolution. There are species that go extinct simply because not all life can be sustained and supported by the available resources in the environment. Moreover, some species simply cannot survive. While mass extinction is an extensive disappearance of life concerning the actual planet's diversity and has completely gone geologically extinct in a short period of time. This is a widespread elimination of more than 50% of living organisms such as plants and animals. Paleontologists assume that in every 100 species that lives on the planet, about 99% are already extinct. Background extinction has a lower rate of species loss compared to the mass extinction. Another small-scale extinction may occur in biological community. If an endemic species in an area perish, they are considered local extinct. Endemic species are vulnerable to extinction. They are locally non-existent, but may be found in other places. Their kind is adaptive only to a particular environment, and migration is not suitable for their kind. Whenever there is a little change on their biological community, it could affect their feeding behavior, participation in symbiosis, and reproduction. The rise and the dominance of humans through biological history is recognized to have brought a huge impact in global ecological community, attributed to human activities. The planet has briefly changed despite the late development of human existence. The rapid rising of population and the consumption of resources has been the prime factor undertaken in the presence of man in relation with his environment. Humans are dependent from the resources that were provided by the nature and the environment. The expansion of humanity to cultivate the resources of the planet leads to destruction, primarily to the vegetation of many species. In this portion, we are now going to learn what are the factors that causes the extinction of species. The factors that affect extinction can be attributed to two: the natural factors, which may cause the natural phenomenon, and the anthropological factors, which are attributed to human activities. Natural factors that threaten species. Natural phenomenon occurring in the planet can have a major impact on life. It can easily damage the ecosystem. Natural factors can threaten the existence of species, which include events like volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. These events do naturally happen without human intervention. Diseases, epidemics, and pandemics are also natural factors that impede species. Popular cases of bird flu and mad cow diseases were reported in the past. These threaten the life of many avian species as well as livestock animals. There are many natural infectious agents such as bacteria, fungi, and viruses. They kill many members of the species if vaccine is not discovered to treat the disease. This year, 2020, COVID-19 virus has threatened the lives of many humans. It was initially proclaimed that the virus infection originated from bats and other exotic animals prepared as food. This virus primarily alarmed China and eventually turned into a global pandemic. Natural factors could influence the life cycle of organisms, particularly their birth rate, growth, development, and reproduction. However, natural factors usually happen slowly and cause low rate of extinction. Species have natural adaptive traits, which correspond to their strengths and weaknesses. These characteristics were inherited from their ancestors and were developed through evolution, necessary for them to adapt from natural factors that make them prone and vulnerable from extinction. Every detail of organism's physiological characteristic has its own purpose in adaptation. Imagine a volcanic island erupting with endemic inhabitants. The species could perish, especially if they will not be able to migrate during the calamity. When a volcano erupts and releases fumes in the atmosphere, the fumes mixes with water vapor, and this mixture produces acid rain that can poison streams and groundwaters. Imagine how many species are dependent on clean and uncontaminated water. Species of plants absorbing water can damage its roots whenever contaminated rain takes place in an area. With this species of plants that inhabits the area is vulnerable to risk. Many freshwaters and marine animals are reliant from natural fresh and saline water. This could dramatically change their behavior. These changes in the amount of salt is not suitable for the adaptation of species and may affect their existence. The scenario cited describes how an erupting volcano can produce acid rain, which can eventually exterminate numerous living creatures in an area. The rise and the dominance of human through biological history is recognized to have brought a huge impact in global ecological community. Let's talk about HIPCO. The HIPCO is an acronym for the 6 reasons for losing our biodiversity attributed to human activity. H stands for habitat destruction. Harvesting resources from our nature has led to the destruction of natural habitats of plants and animals. Some of these are deforestation, kaingin, siltation of rivers, and destruction of coral reefs. Most of the time, the destruction of habitats of other organisms is the collateral effect of human unwanted desire in harvesting the natural resources for industrialization. I stands for invasion of species. There are invasive species that were inflicted by human activities, but naturally, invasive species are caused by mass migration either because of habitat destruction or finding other favorable area to live in. The rise of P or the population. The rapid increase of human population causes a huge impact to the global environmental community. Human activities, invasion, and excavation of resources have caused rapid changes on Earth's topography, natural resources, and climate. The life of other species depends on the ecological balance. Now, let's talk about another P in the acronym HIPCO, pollution. The making and mixing of substances, materials, or energy to the environment that causes change in the natural state of air, water, or soil is called pollution. Mixture of either solid, liquid, and gas substances in the environment may change natural chemical composition of the environment. Energy such as heat, sound, and radiation are pollutants that could intervene the natural processes of an environment. The climate change. Climate change is the long-term alteration of temperature and typical weather patterns in a global or regional climate pattern. It is also related to other damaging weather events such as more frequent and more intense typhoons, floods, rainstorms in tropical places like Philippines, and winter storms for cold places. And finally, we have the O, which stands for overexploitation. Overexploitation, also called overharvesting. The natural resources in the environment were subjugated for the harvest of wild medicinal plants, hunting, charming animals used for recreation, fishing, and marine stocks, deforestation, and water aquifers, as well as the reservoir of groundwater. It has been the major source that humanity devastated or overused for consumption. Indeed, overexploitation can lead to resource destruction. The susceptibility of species is mainly caused by complete habitat loss or disturbance of their endemic area. Some species listed as vulnerable may be common in captivity. Though there are plenty of them in the wild, it was found out that their kind of was exploited for domestication purposes or kept as pets. These animals are prone to smuggling, sold and traded for human profit. There are many animals that were found to be threatened and vulnerable in the country. Perhaps the quick declination of their population could also be associated to human impact to nature. Now, let's talk which animal is threatened, endangered, and extinct. Endangered species are species that are in danger of extinction throughout all or a significant portion of its range. The species are considered endangered if the population becomes so low and only few remain. What are threatened species?
Threatened species are particular organisms that decline so fast. They were likely to become an endangered species within a short duration. The rate of reproduction and the rate of mortality is significantly unbalanced, and later evidence declining in number are observed. Examples of these are the katala, or the Philippine kakatu, pikoy, or the Philippine green parrot, and talking myna, found in the southern portion of Palawan.
Now, what are endangered species? In the Philippines, some terrestrial species like the tamaraw in Mindoro, mouse deer in Palawan, Philippine deer, monkey-eating eagle, and aquatic species like the dugong found in Negros, Batangas, and Leyte are in danger of extinction. Many of endemic animals in different areas and islands in the Philippines are now endangered. The main cause of population decline is the exploitation and captivity for exotic zookeeping or domestic pets and some for exotic food preparation. Others are hunted for medical and traditional ritual purposes. The same with endemic plants, they are harvested for food, traditional rituals, and herbal medication. The expansion of human civilization also endangered the presence of certain species that once inhabited areas that are abundant in diversity before human existence. Another category to describe threatened and endangered species are vulnerable species. Vulnerable species are those categorized as likely to become endangered unless the circumstances that are threatening its survival and reproduction improves. Vulnerable species, compared to other categories, are at least at risk to extinction. Endangered or extinct. You were given sets of animals that may be existing or may be extinct. Make a simple research using internet or articles from journals, pamphlets, and books about the following species. Search about their natural conservation status, whether they are threatened, endangered, or extinct. Philippine eagle, as an example, is known for being endangered species. This majestic bird was endangered primarily because of hunting and exploitation. Here are the animals that you need to know. Palawan flying fox, tamaraw, blue cape kingfisher, stegodon, Philippine rhinoceros, Calamian deer, Palawan hornbill, hawksbill sea turtle, Philippine tarsier, binturo. You will be given 1 minute and 45 seconds to answer the table. Check your answers on the screen. Using the data you gathered, let us answer the following guide questions. 1. Which of the animals is or are already extinct? 2. Which animals is or are considered threatened? 3. Which species are listed endangered? 4. According to your findings, what is the greatest threat to species? Check your answers on the screen. Number 1. Stegodon and Philippine rhinoceros, who once grazed the land of our country. Number 2. The blue-caped kingfisher, Palawan flying fox, Calamian deer, Palawan hornbill, and binturong or the bear cat. These species are threatened because their population declines rapidly than anyone would be expecting. Number 3. Philippine eagle, tamarao, hawksbill sea turtle, and Philippine tarsier are endemic animals that are listed endangered. These animals need special attention from humans. They were the one who is vulnerable to extinction. Number 4. Habitat destruction, hunting, population expansion, domestication, and climate change. Get a copy of the activity sheet by scanning the QR code on your screen. If you have downloaded the soft copy, print it. If you have the printed copy, follow the procedure. Activity 1. The Extinction Timeline. Let us travel to the biological history by making a timeline and realize how the world has changed and evolved to what kind of planet we have today. Prepare your materials and let us travel back in time. Materials: photos of mass extinction, scissor, glue, board paper. Procedure: from the printed copy, cut the photos of different mass extinction. Paste them in board paper and make a paper stand for every picture, just like the one on your screen. Arrange them in accordance to the time of extinction occur to make a timeline. Use the prior information to answer the guide questions. To deepen your knowledge with this lesson, answer the following guide questions. In your worksheet, shade the circle of the answer of your choice. You can use the handouts attached as a reference. Question 1. Which mass extinction is the most devastating? Devonian period mass extinction, Triassic-Jurassic mass extinction, Permian-Triassic period mass extinction, Cretaceous-Tertiary period mass extinction, Ordovician-Silurian mass extinction. Question 2. What is the most common reason of mass extinction? Natural factors, anthropological factors. Question 3. How will you describe our planet if it did not undergo through different stages of mass extinction? Our planet would not be the same as it is used today. Probably, we are sharing Earth with the dinosaurs and other extinct organisms. If there would be no extinction, our planet did not evolve on how it looks like today. If there would be no extinction, there might also be no presence of any human today. Question 4. How does mass extinction in biological history become advantageous to our existence today? The planet has changed on how it looks like today. The planet has become better and safer because in the past there are many dangerous organisms that has exist and now they are extinct. Our biological history has evolved through mass extinction, and the planet that we enjoy today is a result of constant change. Check your answers on the screen. Number 1, Permian-Triassic period. Number 2, natural factors. Number 3, all answers are correct. And number 4, all answers are correct. To understand more about the activity, watch another video about the 5 mass extinctions that happen in our biological history. Scan this QR code on your screen and learn more. Now, let's continue our time traveling by doing the activity. Now, it's time for us to sum up everything that we have learned. I hope you are still with me. There are 2 factors that may cause the extinction of species: the natural factors and anthropological factors. Natural factors includes climate change, change in global temperature such as global warming and cooling, subsequent shifts on the rising and lowering of sea level, and abrupt change of ocean salinity. Natural catastrophes such as volcanic eruption, earthquakes, and asteroid or meteor impact. Anthropological factors are human interference factors. It is summarized as an acronym HIPPO: habitat destruction, invasion of species, population, pollution, climate change, and overexploitation. Threatened species are particular organisms that decline so fast. They were likely to become an endangered species within a brief duration. Vulnerable species are organisms that are likely to become endangered unless the circumstances of its survival and reproduction improve. Endangered species are any species that is in the brink of extinction throughout all or a significant portion of its range. A species is considered endangered if the population becomes considerably low and only few remain. Critically endangered are organisms facing an extremely high risk of extinction. Now, let's complete our time traveling by doing the assignment. Activity 2. My Time Capsule. Prepare the following materials needed: pen and paper, empty formula milk can or glass jar, natural clay or cement, shovel, your personal memorabilia. Procedure: 1. Write a letter to the future generations or to your descendants. Suppose that your letter will be received by a friend 100 years from now. In the letter, you are going to describe what we are experiencing in our planet today. Share and tell them the species that you know and encounter in our present time. Tell them the tales of how the generations before you look like. 2. Attach a simple memorabilia or souvenir from our time. It could be pictures or any important thing that could be describe our present time. 3. Put them in a can or jar. 4. Bury it in a pit at your backyard. Cover it with clay or cement to protect your time capsule for a long period of time. 5. Take a photo of your letter and souvenir, as well as a photo while burying your capsule. Send it to your science teacher. Congratulations, grade 9 dream learners! You have done exploring this lesson. I am hoping that at this point, you can already identify the 5 major mass extinctions occurred in biological history. Enumerate the natural and anthropological factors that threatened and endangered species may lead to extinction, and differentiate endangered, threatened, vulnerable, and critically endangered species. Moreover, I am hoping that you will practice and promote healthy lifestyle. Thank you for staying with me throughout the lesson. See you in our next video and join me to explore the world of science. Learn with us and empower your knowledge. Keep discovering and continue learning. For our next episode, we will discuss the complex process of photosynthesis. I am your teacher Noemi. See you again in the next episode of Puerto Princesa Dream TV.